I call this meeting of the Alvin Independent School District to order. Let the record show that a quorum of board members is present and that this meeting has been duly called and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with Texas Open Meeting Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. First thing on the agenda, we have the introduction of the greeters.
Hello, everyone. Are our greeters in here tonight? Yes, they are. So our greeters tonight are they are with the art department, correct? Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Just making sure I had the right people. And so would y'all like to come introduce yourselves? Come on up.
Oh.
Yes, and we will be honoring them in a few minutes as well. So congratulations. Thank you so much for greeting for us. You were excellent at that. Thank you.
All right, if y'all all please stand, we have the invocation of pledge by Trustee Scott.
Please bow with me. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for all those assembled here this evening. Please guide us and direct us to do the best we can for, most important, the betterment of our kids, our schools, and our community. Be with those who need you most, and be with those who are in war abroad and who need your heart tonight. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Next on the agenda is a request to consider approval of a resolution. And at this time, the Alvin ISD Board of Trustees would like to nominate Superintendent Nelson for the Texas Association of Schools Board, School Board's 2022 Superintendent of the Year. Now I'll read this resolution. Whereas Alvin ISD Superintendent of Schools Carol Nelson has served the district students, families, and staff with distinction over 3 years. Whereas Superintendent Nelson has worked in concert with the Board of Trustees to launch and develop innovative programs that expand opportunities for all students to realize their full potential and talent. Whereas Alvin ISD has garnered recognition for growth realized during the superintendent's leadership, advancing digital connectivity and establishing an effective incentive program of recruitment and retention for outstanding teachers and staff. Whereas Carol Nelson has consistently served as an advocate for public education, meeting with local and state officials. Whereas Alvin ISD continues to make significant strides for students, staff, and family under Carol Nelson's leadership. Now, therefore, it be resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Alvin Independent School District hereby endorse the nomination of Carol Nelson for 2022 Texas Association of School Boards Superintendent of the Year. And at this time, do we have a nomination to approve the resolution in support of nominating Superintendent Nelson for the TASB 2022 Superintendent of the Year? By Trustee Scott. We have a second by Trustee Harris. Any questions or comments? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Carol, we just want to say that we truly appreciate your leadership, and hopefully this will carry on that you do become Superintendent of the Year for TASB.
Well, thank you. I'm honored that you nominated me. I'm surprised and humbled to serve. But as you all know, it's the staff that does it each and every day. And so I could go on and on about our staff, but thank you. I'm very honored, and thank you for your support, and couldn't do it without all of you and the staff. So thank you.
Next, we'll go into the superintendent's report.
Okay, this is where we celebrate our great things that are happening in Alvin ISD. So our first celebration is Alvin ISD names our Principals of the Year. On February the 9th, during our DLT roundtable, Miss Victoria Kwan, our Pomona Elementary elementary principal was named Elementary Principal of the Year, and Elizabeth Lawson at Harvey Junior High was named Secondary Principal of the Year. These are voted on by their colleagues and peers, other principals, assistant principals, our district leadership team who works closely with principals, each department director. And so we're very honored that these two ladies will represent Alvin ISD at the Region 4 level for Principal of the Year. Congratulations to both of them, very deserving. Next, several of you were able to attend our Alvin ISD Education Foundation Turtle Race, and it was such a success. I think people were so excited to get together and celebrate the great things that are going on in Alvin ISD. And of course, our Alvin ISD Education Foundation Turtle Race took place on February the 12th. We had 550 runners, 70 vendors, and 15,791 turtles were adopted. Over $130,000 were raised for innovative teaching grants, student and teacher scholarships, and more for the students and staff throughout Alvin ISD. And we want to thank our community for the continued support, and our Alvin ISD Education Foundation and Executive Director Sheila Olson. And I believe Miss Mary Crum was the chairperson for this event, and she always does a great job organizing it. But this organization is full of volunteers who dedicate many, many hours to enhance our schools and support our teachers and our students. So thank you to our community, but also to the Education Foundation. Great job. Next, our Alvin ISD campuses celebrated National Read Across America Day. During Read Across America Day, Alvin ISD campuses welcomed many guest readers, including board members, Alvin ISD administrators, parents, community members, former students, and current students. What a fun day. And you know, it's interesting to hear some of our older students remember back when they were in elementary school, and they came back and read to some of the elementary school students. So it's an exciting day across the district. Next, we're here to celebrate Alvin ISD Communications Department. They won several awards at our state conference. And, you know, these are the people that are constantly tooting everybody else's horns. And so we were excited to toot their horn tonight and congratulate them. They received multiple awards at the Texas State Public Relations Association Conference on February the 21st through the 24th. They received 9 gold, 2 silver, 1 bronze, 1 best of show, and a crystal certificate of merit for their work in the 2020-21 school year. So congratulations to our communications department. They're the ones working behind the scenes to make it all happen and pull things together for us and make us all look good. And then finally, what everyone else has been waiting for, spring break. And that's coming this weekend, March the 14th through the 18th, which is next week. All schools, departments, campuses will be closed during that week, and hopefully we'll have really good weather that's nice and warm. So congratulations to all of you.
Next, we'll have a special recognition and presentation.
So board, last month was CTE, February was CTE month, and we did a resolution and recognized CTE students, and it just keeps on coming. So tonight, in appreciation of the Board of Trustees' continued support of CTE, the Alvin High School Manufacturing Club, under the direction of Doug Olson, would like to present the Board of Trustees with a special gift that was made in their welding class by our CTE students. The Manufacturing Club gives students a better understanding of the manufacturing world, as well as teaching the students how to be good citizens. Students in attendance this evening are CJ McDonald, Thor Weatherholt, Mason Garcia, Shane Brandon, Caleb Shaner, Rolando Rangel, and Daniel Mata. I believe Mr. Olson and Mr. McDonald are also in attendance. If you want to, at this time, if y'all want to come forward. You guys made these? Wow. Can y'all hold one of them? Look at this. Wow, thank you. These are really heavy. If you can kind of see. Isn't that nice? Very nice.
Legit.
Thank you.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. So is this considered a good weld here on the side here? Is this a good weld? I don't know. Thank you, Mr. Olson, Mr. McDonald. These are lifelong skills that are going to carry you past graduation, right? That you'll always be able to use for the rest of your lives and maybe earn a living doing it. Mr. Olson, you want to say anything? Or?
No, I just really want to thank y'all very much for letting us come here tonight. Supporting Alvin ISD through the CT department is I have a passion for it. I was in the industry before. I came to teach at Alvin High School. We started a welding club for the students to come during class, after school, and they get to build these things. And the club raised the funds, and they made them for y'all. And we really appreciate y'all supporting CTE by just funding it and allowing these kids a chance to actually make an awesome living. And she said it best. You said good citizens.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just curious. How long does it take to make one of these? Just curious. Oh. I got no chance. Just in case I get a wild hair, I got no chance. Oh. Sorry, I like it.
Welcome everyone again. I do want to say this is our time when we are commending our students and our staff. If you want to take pictures, parents, you are welcome to come up and take pictures when we're doing it. We will wait for you. This is your special moment. It's a big deal to be honored by the board. And so just wanted you to know, we'll call the students' names. Some could not be with us tonight, but we'll just call them. And if we call your name, please come up and accept your awards. So here we go. Okay, we're going to start with the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards. The Scholastic Art and Writing Awards are the nation's longest running and most prestigious scholarship and recognition program for young artists and writers in grades 7 through 12. The award serves as a launchpad for furthering students' future success by providing them with access to scholarship programs and workshops, as well as the ability to have their work published and displayed in regional and national exhibits. The 2022 winners have been announced, including those moving on to the national judging in May. Congratulations to Alvin High School AP 3D design student Emily Garza, whose work was awarded a gold key and an honorable mention in the Scholastic Art and Writing Awards contest. Her gold key piece, Turkey Baby, will advance to the national level of judging. Also advancing to the national level of judging is Shadow Creek High School student Erica Antweiler, with her 2D drawing titled Still Life Number 6, which also received a gold key award. Congratulations to Emily and Erica, along with silver key and honorable mention winning students are as follows. Angelina Contreras is a silver key. Elise Henderson is a silver key. Bailey Evans is a silver key. Judy Liu is an honorable mention. Miriam Fargoak is an honorable mention. And Miracle Faye Valercio is an honorable mention. If all of you would come up, we will get your photo. Parents, if you'd like to come forward, you're welcome to do so. Okay, thank you very much. Students, we appreciate that. Now for the Hairston Livestock Show and Rodeo Art. Congratulations to the students that were selected as Best of Show for the Hairston Livestock Show and Rodeo School Art Competition. By the way, I got to see some of these the other day. They are pretty amazing. If you go, you definitely need to stop and look at these pieces of art because they are phenomenal. So leading us off is Athea Nigos from Shadow Creek High School. High School Best of Show. Her piece, Made with Care, will be lot number 39 in the Hairston Livestock Show and Rodeo Auction this month. And you may see their pieces behind us if you would like to see what they did. Daniela Martinez with Manville High School is High School Best of Show 3D. Faith Johnson with McNair Junior High is Junior High Best of Show. Thene Maidone from Merrick Elementary is Elementary Best of Show. And Amy Chavez, Manville High School, her 3D piece, Western Onyx, was selected by the Hairston Livestock Show and Rodeo to be a premium sales winner, in which she will receive a minimum guaranteed amount after her piece has sold. So congratulations to all of you.
So if any of you go to the Hairston Livestock Show and Rodeo, go into the exhibit hall, and they're all on display there. And it's labeled by district, so you can actually see them in person if you'd like as well.
Yes,
If you miss the
definitely.
rodeo art.
And our next award winner is Vase, and she couldn't be with us today because of pre-UIL orchestra, and they cannot miss that or they're out. So this was a big deal for them, and we talked about rescheduling, but there were conflicts with everything. So I'm going to go ahead and announce her. Angelina Contreras, Shadow Creek High School student, will represent Alvin ISD as a state Vase winner. On April 25th. VASE is Visual Arts Scholastic Event, is the UIL equivalent for visual arts. Congratulations to Angelina Contreras. Okay, and next we have the Daughters of the American Revolution. Actually, I'm going to come back to that one. So hold on just a second. I'm going to come back to that one. Sorry about that, Amelia. The Spelling Bee, let's start with that one next. On February 15th, the campus Spelling Bee winners participated in the district Spelling Bee. After 10 rounds and correctly spelling the championship word enzyme, Jacob Abativa, which is woohoo, that's because of your excellent upbringing, by the way, from the principal. That used to be me, so I'm just saying. From Pomona Elementary, became the 2022 Alvin ISD District Spelling Bee winner. So if you'd like to come up.
Woohoo, Jacob. Jacob, can I ask, was Mom excited that day? That was one of the best response to see Mom's reaction when Jacob won. It was awesome.
That's pretty awesome. Congratulations, Jacob.
Congratulations, buddy.
I have to give him a hug.
I'll tell you real quick, we had like a 5-minute break at the spelling bee, and so I ran out to the restroom, and Jacob was coming out of the boys' restroom, and he stopped me, and he goes, "Do you know Miss Rives?" And I said, "Do I know Miss Rives? Yes, how do you know her? She was my principal."
Yes,
At all.
love him.
Great job.
Congratulations. We also have another, our runner-up is Michael Hairston from Brothers Elementary. Will serve as the runner-up. Great job. We're very excited for you as well. That is amazing.
And to see these two boys congratulate each other that day was very heartwarming. They were so supportive, and they don't even go to the same school, but just the support of each other out there was really neat. Congratulations, Michael.
Jacob will participate in the Houston Public Media Spelling Bee in late March. Congratulations to both of you and good luck. Great job. Next, our state swim meet. Sophia Gambola of Manville High School won the 100 meter breaststroke at district, and she placed third in the 100 meter breaststroke at regions.
That's backstroke. Is it backstroke on mine?
Yes, backstroke, sorry.
Okay, there's a difference.
There is a difference, you're right, thank you. She set a new Manville High School record in the event with a time of 58.79 in the regional finals. She was called up to state based on her time, and at state she placed 18th overall in the 100 backstroke with a time of 1 minute 92.92. Sophia's only a sophomore, so we're looking forward to being at state for the next 2 years as well. So, are you here today? No? Well, congratulations to her. And now I want to talk about our National Merit Finalists. This is a huge deal. So 5 Alvin ISD high school students have been named a National Merit Finalist. Students entered the National Merit Program by taking the preliminary SAT, National Merit Scholarship Qualifying Test. Around 15,000 finalists were selected for the semifinals named in September. As finalists, though, students will be running for merit scholarships. These scholarships will be awarded beginning in March and continuing through June. Congratulations to the following students. Owen Kai of Shadow Creek High School, who could not be with us tonight. Sama Haydar with Shadow Creek High School. Garrett Sasson with Shadow Creek High School. Aditya Udagiri of Shadow Creek High School. And Anayan Udagiri, also of Shadow Creek High School.
Are you two twins? Twins.
Love your
Wow.
parents.
Love your parents.
Hey, good to admit it.
Can I ask you 3 a question? Where are y'all going to college? Texas A&M. Okay. Well, so another thing real quick. What else are y'all involved in on campus?
We're on the tennis team.
Tennis? Band, powerlifting, track and field. And what? Anything else y'all were saying?
NHS and Model UN.
Wow. Congratulations to you 3. Awesome. Way to go. Now your parents are very proud as well.
Next, we have some commendations for some of our bus drivers and monitors. So there was a very bad car accident last month on Highway 6. Our bus came upon it first, and these people jumped into action to literally save the lives of every person that was in that accident. There were burning vehicles involved. They didn't take 2 seconds to stop, got off the bus immediately, and went and helped these people. So we want to recognize monitors Jesse Neitz and Dustin Carrillo and bus driver Tanya Moore. If you would all come up. They were heroes. They were truly heroes that day, and saved the lives of those people. The officers on scene, that is what they said. Those people would not necessarily have survived without them stepping into action when it was needed. They didn't think twice about doing that and taking care of what they needed to take care of. So excellent job. That was a huge thing. So thank you very much from all of us. We appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, thank you. And so our bus came upon the accident initially. Mr. Dungan, correct me if I'm wrong, and saw the accident happen and immediately pulled over, and Tanya called immediately to report the accident. And the other two guys jumped off the bus, and another vehicle came up on the wreck and rear-ended it and caught fire immediately, and they rescued the people out of the car. I wish we could show the video, but we can't. It's under investigation. So, but truly heroes that day, and put your own lives on the line trying to save others. So when you do that, you know, you just like think about our own kids and what you do for our kids on a daily basis. And if you've never been on a bus or been around bus drivers, they put their lives on the line for our kids every day and our monitors. And so we appreciate them, and they play a very important part of Alvin ISD and what we do for kids each day. So thank you each for what you did for the others. Oh,
Yes, day four on the
Yeah.
job. Yep.
wow.
Welcome to Alvin ISD.
Mr. Dungan, anything else?
No, I'll just say that if and when you see the video, hopefully someday, it looked like Hollywood and burning and flames and cars still zipping by, and they're out there in the middle, literally trying to stop cars and pull these people out, and blood all over them. It was just, like I said, it was
And it was like,
a movie, and it was our.
it was dark initially, right? So about what time was it? 5:40 in the morning. Yeah, great. Thank you.
Very much so. Now I would like to bring it back. I have two more things. I promise we will keep this moving. I'd like to introduce the daughter of the American Revolution, good citizens of Brazoria County. If you want to come up. Is anyone here from that organization?
Yes, right here behind you.
Great,
Yep.
great. I would like for them to come up and speak to it, and then I will come back in just a second.
Miss Satterwhite, if you could come up too, you can pin her lapel pin on her. So Asa Underwood is a National Society Daughters of the American Revolution. And one of the things that we try to do every year is award Brazoria County High School seniors with a good citizen. So each school elects a student to represent them, and then we have a George Washington tea every year in February. And Emil couldn't attend this year, so we were here today to where she could get the recognition she deserves. So the Good Citizen Award is those that exhibit patriotism, dependability, leadership, and community awareness. And we had several students that were nominated, but she was selected over all the schools in Brazoria County as being the Brazoria High School Good Citizen of the Year. So we had some gifts for her. She gets a certificate, she gets a couple of books, some candy, a DAR cup, a lapel pin, and an ID card that shows that you are a good citizen for 2022. So thank you for all your hard work and leadership, and congratulations.
Congratulations.
So I was the awkward presenter up there, hey. I just wanted to say I was actually the winner for Manville High School back in 2010. So that was one of the things I was really proud of, in addition to it being the daughter of my former art teacher at Manville. It was a fellow Manville kid, so hoka hey.
Great job. Now, I wanted to talk about the greeters for just one brief moment, and then we are good. The greeters for this evening are members of various Alvin ISD Visual Arts Department in honor of National Youth Art Month. Youth Art Month is an intensified celebration of the visual arts during the month of March and encourages support for contemporary dramatic school art programs. The visual arts provide an extensive platform for cognitive and kinesthetic development, including problem solving, creativity, observation, and communication. Throughout the month of March, Alvin ISD's visual art program participated in special exhibits, the Big Art Day, and schools and community activities to celebrate visual art education across grades K to 12. In years past, we have presented works of art made by students to showcase their visual art experiences when thanking you for your support of the Alvin ISD program. This year, some of our talented teachers and even our Assistant Director of Fine Arts, Lisa Savage, have gifted you with an original work of their own to thank you for all you do to make being an art educator in Alvin ISD such a rewarding career. So thank you very much for what you do.
I can't wait. I'm going to open mine.
Those are beautiful.
Thank y'all very, very much.
Thank you.
Thank y'all for all the support that you provide for the Fine Arts program.
And then the back of each one of these is like a write-up of, I guess, the person that did it. Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Pretty. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Again, thank y'all very, very much. Greatly appreciated. All right, now we are into the open forum session, and nobody has signed up, so next we will move into a presentation. Carol?
So Board, the Director of Maintenance and Operations will give an update on our district's energy master plan. If you recall, we were going to try to highlight. Okay.
It is a school night.
Thank y'all for coming. We see you elementary principals sitting on the back row. Call them out.
Their
And
seats
Miss
are open up
Gray,
front
Miss
now.
Gray's over here, she's in the middle. So Board, if you recall, we had talked a lot about our energy management plan and just getting some updates on different programs or different departments throughout the district. And so this evening, you'll receive that from our maintenance and operations on our energy plan.
Board, before Michael starts, I was going to say a few things because he'll probably leave it out. But before that, on the paintings there, Mr. Johnson's painting, I'm pretty jealous of that one. That's the desk that's on the back of Bar SR Bar Mountain in Alpine at Sol Ross. That when I was in college, many of times we sat out there and looked over and contemplated and wrote wrote it. There's a journal actually in that desk that stays there, and you just write in it, and after it's completed, they put a new one that goes into the archives of the university.
Interesting.
Can I interject for a moment, because that's a piece that's been sitting in our office, and we've done a lot of talking about it. Each one of you have been gifted something from a working artist, and so that particular piece is titled Remote Learning.
Oh, wow.
And it is that particular desk you've just spoken to,
Yeah.
situated through some Photoshop work out in Palo Duro Canyon.
It's in Alpine in Brewster County.
But the desk and the background are superimposed.
Okay.
They're not in the
Cool.
same,
Yeah.
location.
Oh, okay.
But
Artist's work.
there's an actual desk in Alpine that sits on the back of a mountain on the backside of the campus that looks out across the prairie that the students carry up, bring back down, and go up and keep a journal that goes in there. But people go up, study, do work, write short stories, and all kinds of stuff.
Like we got a road trip.
Yeah. So, very special place to me. But for energy management, through our maintenance operations department, we began an energy management program back in 2009. Matt DeVoe is our executive director of support services that works with our maintenance operation. We have Justin Boyd, who's our building automation coordinator. Ethan Ravy, who is our energy management and facilities, energy manager and facilities coordinator. And then presenting tonight will be Michael Barnes, who's our director of maintenance operation. Michael is one of a handful, I think it's about 8 people. 9 people in the state of Texas who is certified as a Master Texas Energy Manager. So I just wanted to make sure they got some recognition there before we started. So, Michael.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Superintendent Nelson. Thank you, Board, for the opportunity to share a little bit about our Energy Master Plan here in Alvin ISD. The reality is I get to do what I like, dealing with energy and working with the maintenance department here in Alvin ISD. Looking at our Energy Master Plan, it is a rotisserie business plan, and that's a strategic word because we want you to understand the idea behind what we do with energy. It is that we touch every element, and it turns over, and we continually are addressing and looking at different aspects within our energy department and our district as a whole. So it is a rotisserie business plan that we have to accomplish our long and short-term goals here with Alvin ISD. Tonight I'm going to talk about the plan, and it has 5 different parts that we're going to be looking at, beginning with our executive summary, followed by our energy management department, the informational database, continuing analysis, and the evolving program. Looking at the executive summary, I wanted to read, I'm going to read specifically from the next couple of slides because they're not really our words as a department. They're the words that are on the district website as part of our plan and our direction that we're going to move as a district. So it is facility improvements will reflect the importance of energy management and conservation and maintaining efficient physical operations. Once again, these aren't our words. These are the words that Alvin ISD as a whole and you have agreed upon. Recognizing our responsibility as trustees of Alvin ISD, we believe that every effort should be made to conserve energy and natural resources. We believe that energy efficient operation will reduce operating costs and is in the best interest of the district. As a result, we are establishing this energy management plan to be implemented within each of our facilities and campuses. And one that just kind of sticks out, and anybody who knows about Alvin ISD understands that this is a saying that we have and we've adopted and held to with the maintenance department as well as the energy management department, is the commitment to excellence of each student in every program. So what we do, the reason why we do and have an energy plan is for these reasons. It's for the purpose of what we've committed to as a district, but it's also for every student in every program within Alvin ISD. Looking at the energy management department, we don't look at it as just focusing on a single individual, a single person, because it's more than just one. It's more than a handful. It's a collection of different professionals in the district that focus on energy and energy-related items within Alvin ISD. So it's not necessarily a focus on the who, instead it's a focus on the what. And we've adopted 16 areas within the Energy Management Department that we will focus on, and we believe that if we accomplish these 16 areas and these 16 focuses, that we'll be a successful Energy Management Department. And so we work on these. Some of them we do daily, some of them we do periodically just as they come up, such as procuring energy. It's not something we do on an annual basis, on a daily basis. It's every few years that we look into something along those lines. Our informational database, looking just briefly at an overview, we took an example of 10 schools. One, because this was a piece that I did for my presentation when I got my MTIM, and so I kept the same collection of these 10 facilities, but it gives a good example of what our district looks like on an average. That when you look at these 10 schools, it is all 46 facilities that we have here in Alvin ISD, and the bottom number that you see, which is the 28.0681 EUI. What the EUI is an Energy Use Index, which is by square footage showing the efficiency of the campus. The lower the number, the better we are. So you look at some of our newest buildings, they're down in the 18 range. To put that in perspective, the districts in the state of Texas, the median is 55, and we're at 18 on buildings that we're opening now. And as an average for the district, we're at 28, 29 range at this point. Doesn't sound impressive when you're not looking at it every day, but we look a lot at the EUI. It's a big part of what we do to make sure it's not just cost savings that we're seeing, but it's actual energy savings that we see as a department. On the very bottom corner, you see the 72 cents average as a square foot. Once again, going to the median in the state of Texas, that's $1.11 per square foot, and we're down at 72 cents a square foot. It's actually up a little bit this year because we're doing a little bit more than we were when these numbers were taken, but we're still trending very well and far below the average of Texas schools. This is a chart that shows when we had a benchmark study done in 2018. This was a report that was done by a partner of ours that they come in and they do a baseline study for us every few years. We're actually going to be having one again in the next year or so. But out of the 50 schools that were done within that year period, we're about 12th on that chart, and that was back 2018 when our EUI was at a 35, and you notice we're down to a 28. We'd be about third on this list in today with other school districts. Similar to ours is what we're compared to. The continuing analysis, the areas that I say that we do pretty regularly and we're involved in some cases on a daily basis, is from a physical plant perspective, we help create efficient construction. We're not the building programs department, but we work with building programs in that area. We institute and oversee commissioning, which is where we look at the building's design and verify that we're getting what we paid for in design as well. And so that commissioning, and we go back and look at our old buildings and retro commission those to make sure that they're at their design standard as well. We do informational gathering where we go and we find resources such as Clear Result, and we'll talk about them at the very end, some things that they do and some of the programs that are out there for us. And then we supervise annual audits. So the information that you saw that showed the EUI at 28, that's stuff that we track on a weekly basis, we report out on a monthly basis, and we show where we stand. And it's all done through audits, building audits, auditing the numbers, which was my favorite part of it. It's the exciting part of my work. I'm sure nobody else would think so. And then the fiscal responsibility. This is something that is in Energy Management Department that we solely, not solely, but is a high priority in our area of focus. That we prepare the annual budgets. We look at our long-term master plan, our 5-year, and we look at things. And to put just a project in front of your mind that kind of incorporates all of these. I keep thinking of Harvey Junior High, that back in 2019, I believe it was, 2018, 2019, we were in a pretty difficult situation with chillers that were there. And it was end of life cycle, it was time to replace them, and we looked at those chillers and started running the numbers, and for going like for like, what was there and just replacing that was going to be at one price. And then for another $18,000, we could have gone to we could look at the premium efficiency chillers. And as we looked at that, we're like, well, it's $18,000, you know, what's our ROI? How quickly do we get it? So we ran all these numbers, did some of our internal audits, and we looked at what that ROI was. And we were thinking it was going to be about a $20,000 a year savings on that campus by going with those chillers. But one of those programs, Clear Result, that also does the benchmark study for us, they get perform rebates through Texas, New Mexico, and CenterPoint. That's not taxpayer-based. It's something that's an incentive that the power companies do because they want to promote energy-efficient products to go into commercial buildings, residential buildings sometimes. And they gave a rebate check to us for about $16,000 on that. So really within the first month, we ended up saving about $30,000 a year on that campus. And you say, well, that was in 2018. We're in construction now. And I can say that how proudly I am that those chillers are about the only thing that's going to remain at Harvey Junior High when we reopen. Because, I mean, they meet our standard of new construction as well. And so we're matching that process in what we do. So, you know, just a little bit of a story that puts some information with everything that you've seen today. And then the evolving program. Have a few pictures just of what we do. I always tell people that the air handler rooms, the mechanical rooms, the most beautiful space in a campus because it's where everything happens. For us, that's our world. And we were doing UV lighting before UV lighting was cool with the pandemic. We introduced have used bipolar ionization, which is something that we did because our focus turned with the pandemic coming not just to energy, but on indoor air quality, becoming a big focus on what we did. So we looked at UV lighting, looked at bipolar ionization, increased our MERV rating of filters. The big air handler there, it's a kind of complicated unit. It's got all these components and pieces, but it's all for the way that we bring in outside air because we're regulated by standards that we have to regulate and bring in outside air. And during a pandemic, when you're wanting air exchange, we're able to regulate that because of the way that we do it in new construction of bringing in outside air into our space. And then we're able to monitor it. We can see what kind of outside air is in an individual classroom from offices. And then we have pieces out in the field. And so bringing it all back and coming into a close here with the evolving program, we do it, once again, it's not for recognition, even though we like the photo ops, we like that kind of stuff, but going back to, it's for the success of every program, or each student in every program. It's to bring the money back so we're not spending it on utilities, but we're using it to educate students. So the biggest reason of why we have an energy master plan and why we do what we do is for that purpose, that money in the classroom, money for teachers, money for programs, and not on energy is where we want it to be. So we do what we believe is our part in supporting those programs and those students here in Alvin ISD. So with that, I will turn the floor back over unless there are any questions for me.
I have a comment. I know when we first started doing this, we talked about getting an energy manager and stuff. There was a lot of questions, and man, do we really need it? Do we really need it? Or is it going to save us that much? And y'all have proved, y'all have made us save a lot of money that we can put back into the classrooms and stuff. So greatly appreciate that.
Thank you.
Michael, can I ask a question? So what are we seeing in cost of energy going forward, or from, I don't know, 2 years ago to now? What are we?
Well, we're in a good spot for the next couple of years. We have a contract that we procured. We're really right in the middle of right now. So we're set right now. We're starting some conversations with, we do have professional services that we utilize. One is a broker because when you get into the contracts, you have to have people that can understand
That are
it,
experts in that
Yeah,
area,
that understand it better than I do.
Okay.
So we're starting some of those conversations, looking at the future, knowing that it's, could be difficult in the future, but right now, because of the decisions that we've made and our understanding of what the market is and knowing when to go for it, I think we're in good shape moving forward.
Good job.
Anybody else?
My only comment is I'd like to see some of this information be pushed out to the public more. Because I know, for me, we were talking about what a big decision it was to create this department to begin with and hire an energy manager. And then to know that in the first year, we saved more money at Alvin High School than what I realized we were even spending at Alvin High School was huge. And here you're talking about, saving $30,000 at Harvey Junior High. And if you asked people in the community, I bet they would never guess that would even be possible because they don't realize we pay that much in electricity at Harvey Junior High. And I think some of that needs to get out.
I agree. We've talked about doing some like videos with communications department and highlighting different areas, and that would be a great one to put out to our community and even to our staff, because I'm sure there's a lot of staff members that don't realize the cost savings through our energy plan, master plan.
Another horn to toot, Renee.
Yeah. Maybe y'all's is one of the first videos that get done. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, now we're going to the consent agenda items. Does anybody want to pull any of those, A through F, out and do them separately? All right, do we have a motion to approve consent agenda items A through F as presented by trustee Harris, a second by trustee Scheibel? Questions or comments? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Next, we have request to consider approval of the District Innovation Local Plan. Carol?
So Board House Bill 1842, passed during the 84th legislative session, provides the opportunity for Texas Public Schools to pursue the designation of a District of Innovation. This allows local school districts to obtain exemptions from certain provisions of the Texas Education Code, thus providing more flexibility to school districts and local control for innovative programming. Alvin ISD's District of Innovation Plan must be renewed every 5 years to maintain a District of Innovation designation. The current local innovation plan has been in place since March of 2017 and will expire this month. The District Education Improvement Committee, known as our DEIC, reviewed the current plan in September and December and made several revisions. On January 6, 2022, the Alvin Independent School District notified the Commissioner of Education of the Board of Trustees' intention to vote on an adoption of the proposed plan. This proposed plan was posted to the district website for public review and comment. On February 7, 2022, the DEIC held a public meeting to consider public feedback. The committee voted unanimously to approve the recommended plan for consideration for board approval. Exemptions included in the District of Innovation local plan are the first day of instruction, teacher certification for dual credit in CTE or career and technical education instructors, teacher and principal evaluations, and class size waiver. If approved, the commissioner will be notified and the District of Innovation Plan will be submitted to Texas Education Agency along with a list of approved Texas Education Code exemptions.
Do we have a motion to approve the District of Innovation Local Plan as presented
So moved.
by trustee Winterstrom? Do we have a second by trustee Scott? Any questions or comments?
I just thank you for making the one correction that we talked about on Wednesday.
Yes.
Anybody else? All right, all in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Next, we have request to consider approval of resolution.
So Board, Alvin ISD has partnered with communities and schools to write a grant that would continue to support the CIS programs at Alvin and Manville High Schools. Students served in this program have improved attendance, behavior, and academic outcomes.
All right, do we have a motion to approve the grant resolution in support of the Communities and Schools program at Alvin and Manville High Schools? By trustee Scheibel, do we have a second? By trustee Tonini. Any questions or comments? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Next, we have request to consider approval of employment of personnel.
So Board, these are the monthly recommendations for consideration for a contract for Alvin ISD. Our principals and department leaders have been interviewing, and as you see, there's a variety of classroom teachers, athletic trainers, speech pathologists. Some of these would not start, however, until July 1st or August the 2nd, and some may be starting currently because they're actively maybe doing a long-term sub position, or there was an opening where we are requesting to hire them and give them a contract.
All right, then do we have a motion approval be granted for requested personnel items as presented?
So moved.
By trustee Harris, do we have a second?
Second.
By trustee Tonini. Any questions or comments? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Next, we have request to consider approval of extension of administrator, principal, assistant principal contracts.
So Board, for consideration and to comply with the Texas Education Code, you may consider as a board the following administrator, principal, and assistant principal contracts during this meeting for next year.
All right, do we have a motion to approve administrator, principal, assistant principal contract recommendations for extensions as listed? So moved. By trustee Johnson, do we have a second? By trustee Scott. Any questions or comments? And that page, all in favor? All opposed? And I abstained, one abstain. All right, at that time, I make a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
By trustee Scheibel. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.